So this is Frank J. Avella with Edge Media Network. Heart of Champions is a new film that centers on a dysfunctional college rowing team and their drive to overcome personal rivalries so they come together as one united team. One of the stars of the film, Alex MacNicoll, is here today. Hi, Alex.
Hey, Frank.
It's a really, really good performance. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. So you've quite an extensive list of credits, but John feels like a bit of a breakout role for me in terms of being really meaty. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. You know, it's kind of one of those things. I guess you kind of do the performance and you hope that it comes out and connects with somebody in some way. So yeah, so that'd be great. But I definitely agree. It's definitely there's a lot going on in this story. It's not just about, a team and trying to win a championship. Some things happen and, it's about overcoming adversity and there's, some love triangles going on in there. Just, a couple classic things to make for a little bit of a whirlwind, but, yeah, I would agree with you.
Well, that's the thing with a film like this one. Is the prep work mostly physical or did you guys have time to do some character work prior to filming?
Yeah, it was mostly physical. We were there for about 3 weeks working with an incredible team and Coach Linda Murray and getting our bodies in shape and learning about rowing and all that. But then as far as, we were able to also rehearse on our own a little bit outside of that as well to kind of hopefully build up some, some emotional truth in the relationships with, between the teammates and between the lovers, so to speak, for lack of better words.
Yeah. I'm curious, what's your process like? Are you like super immersive, or can you just sort of turn off when it's all over?
Well, it's one of those things. I think emotionally, sometimes reality, so to speak, can kind of like the lines can get a little blurred emotionally. But overall, this character John in particular. He's not too different than I am and the things that he does in a lot of ways, just as a person, I guess one would say. And so for me, it wasn't, there wasn't a whole lot of, as far as practical things go, like even like an accent thing or physicality and all that, kind of was there for the most part. But yeah, but as far as, certain aspects of, being a collegiate athlete, I'm definitely not that. And so that was, like trying to like step into that and the leadership role and all that, was a stretch for me and a growth opportunity. And then dealing with things that a lot of athletes deal with or a lot of, kids or young men, I should say, transitioning into becoming an adult and all that, in a community like that, in a competitive sport. And one that demands so much of you mentally and physically and emotionally, was really interesting to experience, so. But yeah, but for me, it was, I guess it was more just the acting process overall, like just being there with the guys, listening and, just kind of trying to be present as much as possible.
Well, tell me about working with these guys. Did you feel a camaraderie right away, or was there a competitiveness in the group?
No. It was truly very, I don't know the word, camaraderie.
You can make it up. That's fine.
Yeah, there was tons of camaraderie. There was tons of mutual love and respect for everybody, and we all got to build up. Like I think I was saying, we had these few weeks prior where we basically did like a rowing boot camp, and we're all just waking up 5 a.m, 6 a.m, getting on the water, being exhausted, just being completely worked and just beaten down, going to get some food, stretching out, like getting a little recovery in, and then back on the water again in the afternoon for more of the punishment. And so doing that, in that environment, if you have some bad eggs, then that whole thing can just turn into chaos and just can just be detrimental. But it was the opposite with all of us. We all came together. We were all, just loved being around each other. We all got along great. And still to this day, I'm sure there's a lot of the guys keep in touch, and I know I get to keep in touch with some of them whenever we're in the same town and we all get to hang out and catch up. So it's really, hopefully, it comes through in the film on screen, like the camaraderie and, the togetherness that we all felt while we were down there.
No, it does big time actually. Did you and Xander though, did you do like this kind of method thing of avoiding one another just so that
No,
no?
no. He's incredible. I mean, anybody that knows his work knows the caliber of actor he is, and he's just as good, if not a better person outside of that. And so, but yeah, nobody was kind of like, going off and like not talking to anybody. Yeah, it was easy for everybody to, get into character right before, and then once the camera stops rolling, we're all back to normal and back to being friends. I think though with Michael Shannon, there was, I think, one of his first shooting days or so, if I recall, he was very, warm and friendly, and he's also an incredible guy, a really great human. But there was, while shooting, he was definitely getting in the zone for certain things and certain monologues and certain scenes. So there was just this kind of like, you could just kind of feel it. It was more of like a mutual respect thing, where I was like, he's trying to do his thing, get in the zone for this as his character, and so we would all kind of give him his space. But then after that, it was kind of like, well, let's get a drink, and like, just super sweet guy and friendly, and just, yeah, truly like a wonderful actor. So yeah,
He's pretty amazing.
He's incredible. Yeah, he's great. So
I heard the original title was Swing, and
yes.
Why the hell did they change it?
You know what, I personally, I think it's a distribution type of thing, a marketing type of thing, maybe for international reasons or something, is what I'm assuming. But I love the title Swing personally, and it's cool because as an outsider to the sport, like I think when I hear swing, I think of like baseball or something, and to then see the rowing aspect, it kind of makes me a little interested to be like, well, what the heck is going on? What's this all about? And the actual, the where the term comes from is also very interesting, with its relation to the sport. So I think swing's pretty cool myself. Yeah. And I'm not the distributor, and that's not my call. And I still think Heart of Champions is also a lovely title. It's just there's something about swing. It's a little edgier. It's a little more like kind of exciting, like, whoa, what's going on here,
Yeah, it's a lot edgier. They turned it into like a Lifetime movie title. That's just my opinion.
I know. Yeah, it is what it is. But
yeah, it's a much better movie.
In my heart. Yeah.
I wanted to ask you about the Society, which I loved.
Oh, cool. Thank you.
It's lousy how it was renewed, but then COVID hit and it got canceled. Yeah. Do you think there's any hope that it'll ever come back?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty much an optimist, I would say, in life. So part of me is always like, you know what, you never know. But I do know that just practically speaking, like you said, COVID hit, the budget tripled. There's so many people on that show. There, like, scheduling was already a nightmare. So adding that into, like the mix with the COVID situation just made it a nightmare, I think, for production. And unfortunately, just, in terms of like ratings and numbers and stuff, I don't think it was as popular as another few shows that Netflix had going, so I think they just looked at it like, you know what, let's just cut our losses. But it's unfortunate because the people that did like the show and the fans of the show really loved it. It was like, it had a following that was very passionate about it and very interested in it and wanted to see where it was going. And I just wish, we all wish that we could have given it to them, because, this next season had these really incredible twists and turns and revelations, and just more exploring this cool world that was built by Chris Kaiser and all them. And, it's just unfortunate how it went. But the part of me is kind of like, man, you never know, like 5 years, 10 years, what if there's some kind of like, what if people come together as creatively and production wise and are like, hey, let's just, jump ahead. Kids are now more grown up, but let's put them back in the thing. I mean, it happened kind of with that show Firefly. I don't know if you ever watched that, but stuff like that happens. I would obviously love to do something like that and be a part of that. So I'm hopeful for it. But as of right now and at the moment, I don't think it's looking too good. I think it's kind of, unfortunately, just kind of, put away. So, which is what it is. But,
we can be hopeful, right?
Yeah. That's all we got. Yeah, that's the only thing we if we can't be hopeful, then what can we be? I don't know. Yeah.
Especially after these last 2 years, my God.
Yes. Yeah.
So acting wasn't something you always wanted to do. What was that ding moment where you knew it was your future?
For me, it truly happened. It's funny because the when I think about it, I was always kind of messing around and clowning around and using my imagination and all that. So maybe it was always there, but it wasn't until, college when I tried to set myself on a path to get, a real job, so to speak, or to kind of fit into this, the working class system that we have. And then I realized while I was there, I was just like, I don't want a job that I look forward to 2 days out of the week. Like I don't want to work 5 days just to like be like, oh, I can't wait till the weekend. I wanted a job that every single day I was like excited about, like that would be challenging and difficult, but that I would at least every day was kind of like there was no week or weekend, so to speak. Because and it's one of these careers that I'm so grateful for because the weekends really aren't weekends. There's a lot of times when actors are actually doing a lot of their work on the weekends, whether it's preparing for things or rehearsing or just it's all constantly kind of meshes into one thing, the weekend. So that's kind of what I like. And I'm not a 9 to 5 kind of office type. So so the idea of being able to travel as well for a job, that just like, it really hit me in college, and I was like, I really want to go for it. And so I decided to audition for the program, and fortunately I got in, and I just kept working at it and grinding away, and I'm still doing it to this day. And it's one of the most unstable career paths that I think is out there in a lot of ways. So it keeps me on my toes, which is also nice because, there's a lot of discomfort, there's a lot of downtimes, a lot of anxiety and depression that I think a lot of people deal with in other career paths. But the good thing about the one that I'm in, at least in my mind, is like, man, the ups really, like I feel really fulfilled with it. And so so it's just one of those things that I was fortunate enough to find and to go after and to keep going after.
What about
So,
theater for you? Have you done theater, or do you have a desire to do theater?
yeah, I would love to. So when I changed my major, it was as a theater major. So I kind of got my feet wet in that stage in the college arena, so to speak. And then afterwards, I did a little bit of, some small black box theaters in Los Angeles when I moved out there. And that was really fun. And I haven't been back since. I've auditioned for a few things and a few bigger things theater wise, whether it was at a big regional theater in Los Angeles, out in California. And then I moved to New York and I tried to audition for some big, Broadway, off-Broadway stuff. But unfortunately, I haven't gotten any of those roles or cast any of those parts. But it's something that I would definitely love to do. So
Nice.
yeah.
You were young Dick Cheney in Vice, which just blows my mind. Yeah.
Yeah, another classic tale of the acting side of things that I just feel like a lot of people don't see is getting cut out of projects or not making the final cut, unfortunately, because that was a really fun project and we had a great time shooting that. And at the end of the day, just kind of like how Swing's title was changed, there were some decisions made, where like they would do some test screenings and nobody really cared about that part of the story, like the audience was just like, yeah, it's all right. And so they cut it out, they cut it down, and it was what it was. But that was a really fun process. And you're talking about the acting process and all that before. I got to gain like 5 or 10 pounds. I was eating these frozen Lou Malnati's deep dish pizzas every morning, and like I wasn't doing my normal exercising, and I was just getting bigger and bigger. And that was really painful as far as like, I was just having headaches because I was just constantly eating and being full. And that was my first like actual like big, so to speak, body transformation moment. And I was getting tips from Christian Bale, which was amazing. And he's telling me to eat a bunch of rice and to think like a sumo wrestler in a way, just eat a lot of oils and rice and eggs and, pie and all this. And then for working out, just do walking or hiking rather than running and all that. And it worked out. I gained a decent little amount of weight, and it was really fun. And just what a like incredible seasoned group of people that I got to work with. So that was a really fun time.
But and at least you're on the deleted scenes, right?
Yeah.
We get to see on that, so that's something.
True. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I have one more question for you. If you could work with any director and actor or actress, who would it be?
Wow. Yeah, that's something that I feel like changes a lot for me. It's kind of like whatever the flavor, the trend is, I guess, in a lot of ways. But I mean, I guess like at the moment right now, it would be probably somebody like a Denis Villeneuve or somebody like that, or like I just watched the new Antoine Fuqua film the other day with some friends, with Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
And I love his stuff too. I love Antoine Fuqua's stuff. So yeah, I mean, so I guess right off the top of my head at the moment right now, it would probably be one of those two. And then as far as actors or actresses or any of that stuff, yeah, I mean, you know, the current one that's kind of just popping in the mind is like Zendaya, you know, is just I'm a big fan of her work and all that. And obviously that's something here, but I guess like out of anybody in the world or out of anybody from any, you know, time period, oh man. Yeah, I mean, I mean, I might even say like a Jake Gyllenhaal or something like that, you know, because yeah, just watching his work and just really, you know, being impressed by it. And I got to go see, speaking of theater too, I saw his play last year with Tom Sturridge as well.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, Seawall. Yeah, it's
Seawall,
incredible.
yeah.
They were both fantastic. They're both truly, truly incredible. So
Yeah.
somebody like that, you know, I would love to also work with, and you know, I guess, but that's the ones that are on my brain at the moment. So
nice. Well, Alex, I look forward to seeing what you do next. Really exciting, and it was great speaking with you.
Thank you. Pleasure, Frank. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Bye-bye.